Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings 2, and today I have something special for you because today we are going to dive back into the historical immersion project with extreme roleplay. That is right, we've done a lot of achievements, we've done a lot of different stuff here on the channel recently, and you know, honestly, after I've played so much achievement hunting, it really gripped me. It really, hit me hard that I wanted to do more roleplaying, and I selected something that I honestly find to be equally as interesting as the good old H.I.P playthrough. Those that were here back in the day, they will remember that was definitely, in my personal opinion, that was my best playthrough that I've ever done on YouTube, and I hope that this one will be able to rival it. Now, what are we going to do here? You already know because you've seen the title, the thumbnail. I don't even need to hype it up. You already know what this is all about. This is all about Romania. Mare Kniaz Basarab of Basarabi. So what we're going to do is, we're just going to press the continue button and then we're going to take a look around at who we are and where we are and what we can do and hopefully what we may achieve. I think this is a pretty interesting start. I hope that it's going to work out. It is part of, if I understand this correctly, this entire setup here. I changed it of course a bit, but it is part of the Better Balkans and Carpathia mod, I believe, for H.I.P. Something like that anyway. We are starting in 1018. It is the 1st of August and we are kind of surrounded, you could say. By we, of course, I mean Mare Kniaz Basarab. I think that's how I pronounce it. Basarab. I think Basarab. Yeah, that sounds right. We are Mare Kniaz Basarab, a tribal ruler that rules over, a pretty big area. Honestly, it's as big, now that I hold my fingers over it, it's like as big as modern-day Saxony. And Saxony is not a tiny state in comparison to, for example, the Saarland. But all things considered, we aren't, particularly powerful. We just rule in this region. And so have our ancestors, so have those that came before us in the so-called Tara de Sus region, and we are surrounded by, well, people that aren't like us. It starts, of course, with the Pechenegs. The Pechenegs are a Turkish and Altaic clan, or people that essentially, praise the sky gods, praise the gods that are above them, or that they at least believe to be above them. To the west, we have, first of all, of course, the mountains, but we primarily has, well, the Hungarians, the Magyar people live over here and they have but one goal, and that is keeping their empire stable. They don't live in this Carpathian basin for too long at this point. They have only migrated about 150 years or so earlier, and they are interested in keeping their power position, quite powerful. So we are kind of the gate towards their land. Look at this. If we didn't exist, all three of those Carpathian pathways would be open into Hungary, so I'm sure that they will be interested in us and in our land. Now to the north, we have people that are similar but not like us. They believe in the same gods in the Slovenska Vera pagan belief, so in the Slavic belief, but they aren't Romanians. They aren't, Flach. I think that is how, Flach? I think they probably pronounce it Flach, right? I have never heard, other than Dragostea Dinte, Ozone, everybody knows that song. Other than that, I have never heard a single Romanian word uttered in my surrounding, meaning that I don't know how to pronounce, Flach and whatnot. But we are essentially Roman, so we are, of course, people here that were living in the region, and as you can see, they're spread out all over the place. Half of our territory itself is Russian, the other half is Roman, and we are surrounded by people that aren't like us, as I said at the very start. And that is the starting position that we are in. Our tribe, our way of life, it is all under threat. It is all under the threat of being completely wiped, of getting completely destroyed in our own homeland. Now, the interesting part about this is that Basarab is actually a historical person in, one way or another. It is difficult to determine truly everything about the creation history of both Moldova and Wallachia, but I will tell you that this Basarab that we are playing is not historical, 100% not historical, because the Basarab dynasty and then the Draculi dynasty that came after it, they only sprung up in, I believe, 13-something, maybe 14-something, I think it's like 12-something, 1250, let's say 1250. This is probably not entirely correct, but I can definitely tell you the sigil may be historically accurate, but we are not historically accurate. Mare Kniaz Basarab of Basarabi is indeed a fake character, but a character that is quite interesting because he is unique to us. He is unique to our playthrough, and he will be shaped by me and by all of you. Whenever these episodes go online, and this will be quite the big introduction, but whenever they go online and you take a look at it, you see what is going on, I want you to give me your feedback, because what I will do is implement as much things as I can from what you are saying. If it makes any sense, if I think, it fits into the roleplay, I will immediately go after it and say, you know what, boom, you're right. Now, all that aside, let's actually jump into Crusader Kings 2. It's an interesting time, of course, 1018. You know, the Crusades aren't that far away. The Al-Fatimi dynasty is at their height. And we have down here just essentially in Iberia, Muslim Iberia in tatters. And in the east, maybe soon people will show up that are well relevant to destroying the entire region. We will see about that. But either way, let's take a look at our character. We are a skilled tactician. We are quick, horrifically scarred. A skilled fighter, we're perceptive, we are deaf, envious, diligent, paranoid, stubborn, and we are wounded. Well, it turns out that Basarab, you know, took control of this and tried to raid the neighboring locations, the neighboring tribes, the neighboring steppe hordes, and he had to pay for it. He wasn't born deaf, he was made deaf by those that fought him when he tried to take over, you know, some goods in Yassi, Bender, and Barlat. And ever since, he has never been the same. It's been only about 1 or 2 years. He's still carrying those wounds within and without. And hasn't really been out there, you know, fighting for his people. He has kind of pushed himself back into his villages, just, you know, traveling between those that trust him, those that he can trust. But everybody else, he shall never forgive. He is out here, and he is full of vengeance. He wants what they have, and he will get it. That is for certain. And I think that is exactly everything that you need to know what we are going to do. Now, it is interesting, historically speaking. Slavianska Vera was indeed the religion, despite, of course, Romanians not being Slavs. It was indeed the religion of the old people that lived here initially, which I have taken over. So, those were Romanians, and they were Slavianska Vera. That is the only reason why we still are. You may very well know that Slavianska Vera, at this point, plays no role whatsoever anymore. The Orthodoxy has pushed deep into the Russian lands, and with that, of course, pushed out what used to be the core lands of the Slavic faith. We are just one of the last leftovers. Whether we can recover, whether we can win, that is a question that we will answer, I think, right here and on the battlefield. Now, as I said, he's out for vengeance, so I'm actually going to go, you know what, with hunting. Usually I would go with war, but he's somebody, I think, you know, he's more tribal-oriented. I think hunting is something that is very natural for a tribal ruler. We barely ever see it, you know? Everybody always picks something like intrigue or war or whatever, and I think we're going to go with hunting because it fits. He's just, you know, a person that really needs to get used to being on a horse, to being out there again, to using weapons. And once he's done that, maybe, once he's done that, he can go out again and do what must be done for his people. Now, I will put all of these people on the council, of course, if they are the best ones for the job. And look at this, we have pretty good ones, I'll be honest with you. Some pretty good people here that we can put on the council, some of which obviously don't like us. We are not the best ruler. I mean, look at us, you know? We used to be able to hear, we used to be able to coordinate with others, and then everything we did failed. So I wouldn't blame them for essentially, you know, disrespecting us. Ooh, look at that, a quick lady. Pomorjani as well, he's still Slavianska Vera, but I don't think we have any contact to Pomerania, so I don't think that is a very realistic one. Now, my question is, how realistic is it that I talk to you? Oh, you know, see, it's interesting. Basarab is supposedly somebody that had to do with the Cumans, which are, of course, you know, they lived here at a point. I think they haven't moved in yet, historically speaking. But, you know, they were kind of related to that sort of scenario, meaning that we had definitely, historically speaking, even the historical Basarab had connections to the tribes, or rather to the steppe hordes that lived over here. So, taking one of yours to our wife, or as our wife, doesn't seem as unrealistic as I initially thought, you know? Even a strong one would surely give us a lot of benefits. I mean, look at this. We have the choice here between Natya and Tinatini. Our religions will be very different. Oh, Aiten as well. Jesus, look at all these geniuses. What is going on there? Uzis. Interesting, interesting. You know, he's not very religious. I don't think he has anything against somebody from a different religion as long as they don't push their religion on him. None of those are particularly religious. The best ally, of course, would be the Uzis clan. Yeah, sure. You know what? Aiten. Decent stats, not the best, but okay and strong, of course. Slothful, gregarious, humble. Why don't you marry... You know what? Actually, no. Why don't you marry me? Why don't you marry me? And then you can protect me against the Pechenegs, and maybe even against the Hungarians, although that is a bit more unlikely, I would say. Now, as an ambition, I think I'm just going to choose get married, because that's a quick one. You know, you can get that out of the way. It gives you some nice bonuses, that's alright. I don't want to vote for anybody. We are Agnatic Elective Gavelkind, which was pretty decent, gives us a decent amount of bonuses. And you know what? Let's worship the ancestors. Let's turn that off, that's okay. Let's worship the ancestors. We have decided to visit the shrine in the Holy Grove and make a sacrifice in the honor of our ancestors, hoping for their aid in return. What will you ask of your forefathers? I wish for affection and companionship. Guide my sword in battle and let me conquer my enemies. Ancestors, share your wisdom with me. You know what? I will ask for affection and companionship because I need support. So that I know I can rule over the people that, you know, have entrusted me with the rule here. And that I can find maybe some trust in myself again. You know, I think he's a broken man after what has happened before the series starts. After the disaster that cost him his ears and left him a deaf man. Fall of Great Moravia, that's, I think, just a current H.I.P. bug, don't worry about it. You asked your ancestors for aid with the relationships. Now it is time to present your offerings. What will you give them in return? Ooh, I will not murder a random woman. Stana has done nothing wrong. Ancestors, may this feast please you. I had this idol carved for your honor. You know what? I think I'm gonna bring the ultimate sacrifice. I already can't hear. And I'm a broken man as is. If I give them my eye, maybe I can come back all the stronger with the aid of my ancestors. Lay down on the offering stone, bracing yourself for the ritual. Thankfully, the wolf's knife is sharp, and soon the stone is dark with your blood. Agonized screams will surely have pleased the ancestor. Now all you can do is wait and hope. May the ancestors bestow their blessing upon me. Oh my god, look at that. Ah, that's... that's nasty. Alright, I'm gonna pick up a good old patron deity here. There are many deities whom you may choose to honor. Will it be Perun, god of thunder, the fiercest of warriors, or perhaps his eternal nemesis, Veles, god of the underworld? Darilu, the springtime god of fertility, and his sister Morana, wintry god of death and rebirth, also possess mighty powers. Hallowed be wise Veles. See, all of these are cool, but I think we need god of death and rebirth. We need to be reborn after what happened here. We need to find a way out of this misery and into a new life. You know, a born-again Christian, I mean, Slav. Let's do it. You know what? Morana, wintry god of death and rebirth. That is badass. Morana, the goddess of death and rebirth, is a mighty but vengeful mistress. When her brother and husband Jarilo cheated on her, she slew him. Without him, the world withered and froze, thus creating winter. Morana holds many secrets and spells which she bestows on her most faithful followers. I hope to prove myself worthy as a worthy follower. Let's do our best to get it done. Aiton and Markniats Basarab are now getting married. We can collect a royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies. You know what? No. No. We're wealthy. Yapku Katagan, the third of Uzus, don't believe I'm not wealthy. And I will ask you for an alliance. Let's hold together. In your search for wisdom in the name of Morana, you have had more than one epiphany relevant to welfare of your lands. Spreading that knowledge is not only beneficial to your rule, but also a sacred duty in and of itself. By the gods, I should say. The goddess wisdom is a bottomless well. Praised be she. Those technology points are actually insane. Straight up outrageous. Absolutely wild. Thank you. Hey, I do appreciate it. Alright, well, that is a pretty good start, I'll be honest with you. I could try to become the king, but I don't think he has that ambition yet. I don't think he wants to be there yet, you know? It's too difficult to rule over so many people, but I do believe that he views himself as somebody that is blessed by the goddess Morana, and she'll bring winter over those that oppose him. So you know what? Let's just, you know, get in right here. I'm not gonna marry anybody else, I'm gonna stick to Ilkhan Aiton. I could, of course, take a concubine, you know, there's nothing against that, but he's not a person that I think wants to get too intimate with other people. He trusts his wife because it is his wife. The gods united them under one, you know, under one sky in one forest. But all those concubines, he doesn't trust them. He doesn't view them as proper, virtuous people. I think he completely wants to just be alone. So I'm gonna give her the regency title whenever I, you know, have to be in a regency. We're not gonna take a concubine, and I think what we're gonna do now is, you know, we're just gonna, like, start easy somewhere. Let's raise our troops. Which, by the way, look at these troops. Look at this dude. Looks super cool. Man, I can't wait for CK3 when they announce it at PDXCon. When this video goes live, PDXCon is already over. And I hope that they will have announced CK3. I mean, I'm recording this before I go to Berlin to PDXCon, and I can only pray, Johan, Henrik, Fred, please release CK3. Thank you for the alliance. I appreciate it a great deal. Let's just take a look, you know? Just, oh my god. Yeah, there's a good defense going on in these villages. I mean, in ours too, but not that good. I think we're gonna... I mean, there's nothing to plunder over here. There's nothing to plunder... Oh, hello. They are Romanians, but they are not under my banner. The Magyars are not my friends. They are people that know nothing of my culture, of my people. Just like that. I'm gonna take them. Now, of course, this dude will at some point probably rise up. He has no troops. Jesus, High Chief Kangula. What are you doing? I think he just took this over. Is that the story that the game tries to tell here? Look at this. All of these are practically new villages. You have the old, you know, the old Magyar villages right here, all of which are already founded. You have a Khazar village right here. But the Romanians, I think they were merely conquered seconds ago. And of course, that is terrifying. Now either, ooh, okay, I'm gonna leave, thank you. Either way, we've done a good job there. You want me to be called into a war. Of course, I should have known, let's be honest here. But he will win this, I have no doubt in my mind. Of course I will say yes. You know, I will give you moral support. And you know what? Like a good man, I will do what must be done. And can I do what must be done? 50, yeah, I will send you, instead of troops, I will send you financial support. As I said, this is heavy roleplay, so be prepared. I will do things that are not optimal, but that are in character. God, it feels so good to be back in this. Seriously, nothing has happened. There was a lot of exposition here, and I hope you can forgive me for this, but I'm just so excited to be back fully in character. And I'm prepared for a great hunt, but sadly, we can't actually hold it because, well, you know, we are at war. That is something that is a fact, but they are still plunderers, meaning I can still utilize them. Where are you? In Krim. Interesting. Let's just take a quick look at this. You know, maybe I can get something here. I don't think I can. And you know, what would I plunder here? Will I actually... Oh, actually, we are totally plundering something, I think. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm actually gonna... Haha! Goodbye! Yeah, alright. My question is, I can plunder a healthy amount of property despite not being able to siege it. And I think that is exactly what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do some light raids, you know, to get back into the business of raiding. And by the gods, it feels good to actually see so many mercenaries again. Man, the Hindu playthrough that we did, terrible. No mercenaries anywhere. Now this one, on the other hand, there is mercenaries everywhere. And my fear is, by the way, that they can raise enough people. Yeah, how many can you raise here? 963. They may destroy me. I'm worried that they may destroy me if they raise them there. Long-term destroying my ability to actually, you know, go ahead and do things with... Oh, okay. Don't come over here, buddy. He doesn't want to because we are in the mountains. Oh, that's so good. Otherwise, he would have definitely crushed us. But because I am in the mountains, he can't do anything. Alright. So far, so good. War's over. Very, very nice. Can I organize the hunt? No. That's gonna take until August. No, it's November, actually. Has less than 1 health traits. Oh, I can't do it. It's September. I can't do it because I'm, of course, hurt. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do this raid because it is for my people, but I'm severely injured. Oh, Ilkan Aiden. Come on, Aiden. I mean, Aiden, please. I am paranoid, just for the record here. That is because I trust no one. There we go. We are no longer... We are at least only wounded, I guess. Still counts as has less than 1 health trait, so there you go. I've thought it over, and I cannot be the father of my wife Aiden's baby. As it grows in her belly, I have trouble sleeping. I must put this matter to rest. You know, as I said, he wouldn't trust any concubines, and it turns out he doesn't even trust his wife. Let's just see what we can find here, okay? Oh no, I'm sick. I have the Great Pox, excuse me, Vyacheslav? That's not okay. Vyacheslav, please. Don't do me dirty like this. I've been thinking a lot about my ancestors lately, and I'm reminded by the elusive nature of friendships. I try to be myself, but it's not always that easy to get along with people. However, I want to make an effort. Communication is key. Yo, I'm a good listener. Just like real life. Maid I hired to gain my wife's Aiden's confidence has not found anything at all suspicious about her pregnancy. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll believe it. Still don't fully trust my wife, but you know what? I am good at spying. And I mean, I am, you know, I have a high perception value here. I also have high intrigue. So I would say, you know, if she says, hey, if my trusted spy says there's nothing there, then there's probably nothing there. Let's be entirely sincere about this. Let's seek some treatment for her illness because I don't want to game over immediately. Vyacheslav is sure you're developing consumption. It was last time was the Great Pox, you know that? He insists that you follow his instructions. Very well. Relieve you of your abdominal pain, Vyacheslav rubbed your stomach for the better part of an hour. I'm not sure that did anything, dude. I swear to God, if I pass away because of you, I don't know yet what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to be happy. Now, I actually have to do something with you guys. What I would love is some trained troops, actually, before I click that. It doesn't matter where I do that. I'm going to do it in my capital, though. Let's train some troops here, speed it up. I would also love to settle this province over here, because this is not a Romanian province. And look at this dude. I love him. I really do. This is okay. I don't need to convert anybody. I mean, we're not going to be able to convert anybody. It's rather the proper thing, I think. And I don't think building Zeal is the right choice. So I'm going to, you know, keep hunting apostates. That's okay. I could create the Tara de Sus, which would be a de jure title. Right now, we only have a tribal title. Maybe we're going to do that in the future. Tell me, can I build you up? I totally can. Levy size? Oh, that's hot. That is hot. Levy reinforcement rate. Dude, that is huge. I think we're going to go with the training grounds, though. The levy size alone is just so dramatic. Alright, sure. Oh, okay. What is this all about? That is a big war, my friend. If I can just, like, get involved a little bit, you know, that would be pretty good. So here's, like, 10k troops. Good God. 10k troops. Oh, no. The Pechenegs are dominating. And the Uzes clan does not look like they will protect us. But that is something that we will have to... Ooh, and look at this. Slovakia and Polish hands. Is that... I think that they may start like this in this start date. But that is an interesting scenario right there. And let me tell you, with the Uzes clan not being our protection because they simply cannot do it, I will tell you we are very scared. I am very scared at the very least. But I will end this episode right here. Because in the next one, we will see what we can do to protect ourselves. Maybe expand some. There was a lot of exposition, I realize this, but I hope it'll be worth it. I will see you in the next episode as Basarab. And I want to thank, before I end the video, I want to thank Herman and Benedict for being members in the on the channel. I really appreciate it. That is what keeps the channel going. It means the entire world to me, and I want to thank you for that. If you have used any Paradox affiliate links that, you know, are part of my Paradox affiliateship, then I also want to thank you, because that also obviously has a huge impact on the success of the channel. Thank you so much for that. If you liked the video, then do make sure to leave a like. Leave a comment in what you see in Basarab and where he would probably go. You know, he is a broken man that is trying to recover just anything, really. His enthusiasm, you know, his hope for the world. And I hope that we can make that happen. I will see you in the next episode. Later, alligator.